Coca-Cola is just the latest in a host of companies to hop on the woke bandwagon. From changing profile pictures to show support for the Black Lives Matter movement to rebranding whole product lines deemed to be, well, behind the times.
Anti-whiteness, a blatant form of racism, is becoming industrialized, sanitized, and corporatized. If you hadn't noticed, you can now buy a product based on the race of that company's owners.
I have a question. Are you guys black owned?
We're all Indonesian.
Okay, do you think using this, you guys are not using black culture to gain attention?
No,
You don't think this is black culture?
No, I think
is this
I think
Asian?
everyone
Is this Asian culture?
The commie house is definitely an Asian culture. That's
No, but it's a trap house though. Is that Asian
That's not
culture?
a trap house.
Yes, it is.
That's the
trap
I
tea.
can show you where it's inspired from.
Trap tea, the boba plug. You're using black culture to gain customers.
However, the country of origin labeling for muscle cuts of beef and pork and ground beef and pork were discarded because the World Trade Organization deemed it racist back in 2016 to allow consumers to know where the animals they eat originated from, regardless of potential animal disease outbreaks unbeknownst to the consumer.
Rarely does the health of a single cow have billion-dollar implications, but in this case it does, because it's America's first confirmed case of bovine spongiform encephalitis in 6 years.
Poor management and the lack of treatment of animal feces and urine are major factors in soil and water pollution and a source of infectious diseases for humans.
But driving a racist wedge after over 100,000 small businesses went under in the wake of the COVID deception is paramount to the globalist zealots' agenda, running our health, our unity, and our country into a ditch.
This bill, if you're a farmer, your loan will be forgiven up to 120% of your loan, not 100%, but 120% of your loan if you're socially disadvantaged, if you're African American, some other minority. But if you're white person, if you're a white woman, no forgiveness. That's reparations. What does that got to do with COVID?
And while millions mobilize to unleash their rage yet again against those small businesses as the Derek Chauvin George Floyd trial begins, are the supposed modern messengers of Martin Luther King's genius doing their best to bring his message to Americans of all backgrounds?
As a former police officer and a senior member of the House Intelligence Committee, I've been warning the public for years that the biggest national security threat we face is domestic terrorism from white nationalists. We all know that if the attackers on the Capitol had been black, they would have been arrested and probably shot.
One Capitol police officer discharged their service weapon, striking an adult female. She was transported to a local hospital where, after all life-saving efforts failed, she was pronounced deceased. Her identification is being withheld at this time, pending next of kin notification.
Of course they aren't following MLK's timeless wisdom when there is temporary easy money and political power flowing from their inhumane deception.
Sooner or later, all the peoples of the world will have to discover a way to live together in peace, and thereby transform this pending cosmic elegy into a creative psalm of brotherhood. If this is to be achieved, man must evolve for all human conflict a method which rejects revenge, aggression, and retaliation. The foundation of such a method is love.
John Bound reporting.